Doug, you're doing a blog series on relationship advice to a fictional nephew. What got you started thinking about that?
So what got me, I don't know what got me started. It's a perennial topic. We live in a college town. Every spring, you've got relationships forming, young people coming to me or to my wife about relationships. What do I do? I think he's interested. So what if he doesn't ask? Or how do I find out her dad's phone number? There's all kinds of practical questions like that. And that's one half of it. The other half is a tragic reality of modern life, which is all the stranded singles, all the stranded unmarrieds, people who would like to be married and are not. And I've seen this topic come up at presbytery meetings and pastors talking about, I've got this lovely young lady in my congregation who would love to be a wife and a mom, but there's nobody. When I got married in 1975, I was 22, my wife was 23, and we were right in the middle of the pack. That's when people got married. You graduated from college and you got married. Now the average age is something like 28, 29, 30. And you're burning a lot of daylight. You're wasting a lot of time. But, and it's easy for a lot of Christians to blame the young man and say, well, why don't the young men get off their duff and ask somebody out? But you can't just flip a switch and turn off the hostility that our culture, broadly speaking, has toward masculinity and young men, and we've got the system rigged against them. It used to be that young men were I'm speaking as though social contract theory was an operational thing, but so this is a fictional thing, but I think it's very much like this. Society said to young men, in order to have a stable society, we need you to settle down, we need you to stay with one woman, and we need you to provide for her and protect her. And if a bunch of men do that, you have a stable society. If the young men are off in motorcycle gangs or freebooting pirates, Viking raiders, living a life of rape and pillage, you can't build a civilization with that. As George Gilder argues, you need to have a man's sexual cycle submitted to the woman's sexual cycle. But in order for the men to conduct a transaction like that, they have to be given something in return. And what society has given them in return is constructive dominance. So this is, I actually got fired from a radio station gig doing a column for them for saying this on the air. I learned it from Gilder. I said it on the air, and then a hue and cry.
I'm just protecting you from yourself.
Yes. That's exactly what happened. So I said, basically, men are dominant. Men are dominant. There's nothing you can do about it. The only thing you can control is whether they're destructively dominant or constructively dominant. And what we have done over the last generation is we've outlawed every form of constructive dominance. Every form of it. And so consequently, I think a lot of young men, I think a lot of men have gone on strike. Right? Especially since they've outlawed constructive dominance by men in households. At the same time, they kicked over all the barriers on pornography and the free love, the sexual revolution. So non-Christian men are saying, why buy the cow if you can get the milk through the fence? Right? Why? And this is a crude way of putting it, but they'd say, what's in it for me?
It's better off to stay in the basement and play video games.
I can do what I want. I can have a sexual encounter if I want. All I have to do is pay for it or subscribe to this channel, or that's all they have to do. And so consequently, we've made the devil's bargain, I think, because we've refused to do it God's way, where the man is the provider and the protector, and he's given that privileged station. And in exchange for that, he promises in a church in front of God and witnesses that he's going to stay put. And we don't require that anymore.
It seems to me that what you just said, I get how a while ago that would get you canned from a job, but it seems like increasingly it could get you canned. It could also get you thrown in prison, but it starts to get you a following.
That is correct.
There are more and more people who are hungry to actually hear that, and I'm seeing that message go out more and more and actually have people with the courage to follow it.
That's absolutely correct. There are things that I can say now, today, and today they're applause lines. And 20 years ago, it would be, where's the tar, where's the feathers?
Yeah.
Yeah.